Adam saying that you're acting like a 40-year-old or whatever. It's the kids that hold the phone vertical, not the 40-year-olds. So yeah,
that is
so he's actually asked backwards because it's Adam. So
it's things are coming back around. It's all about the threads and the reels now.
Sure.
Yeah. Whatever. And we got the old Narcs card out here, who will be on MegaWeek with Eric, bringing Eric along. Thank you guys for switching us days. I don't know if we did just even switch you days, but thanks for giving us Wednesday. Matt's been working his ass off. If you guys don't know that dude drives truck Monday through Friday and a bunch of times Saturday and Sunday. Because dude, MegaWeek comes around and we're talking, 8 days plus moving back and forth. That dude makes nothing with trucking, so he's got to put it all up on the front. So, but dude, without further ado, look, give it up to this guy right here, Mr. Matt Frost. Do 10 years of Race Week and MegaWeek. I mean, good on you, dude.
Would you figure that we would have made it here? I didn't. I didn't think we'd have this many crazy people doing this for this many years. It's pretty wild.
Dude.
I know that you question this decision every time. So
it's a lot, man. I mean, like I've talked to you about it, I mean, we do this for the racers, and sometimes I think about it, I'm like, man, if I invested as much time as I do in a race week into like another business or something like that, like where could I be? We a lot of time and energy in this, and a lot of our money goes into it. I mean, don't be wrong, it does okay once it comes back, but it's a lot. It's a lot to do, and you have to think about that sometimes. And we see a lot of comes and goes with people, and you see what some of these people that have gone have done and where they're at with things, and you're like, man, I could have probably pulled some of that stuff off, not all of it, but some of it. So it makes you wonder. But once we're there, during the thick of it with all the people and everybody, it's cool. Like you kind of get that feeling that you always get. Now, don't ask me in a week because I'm so damn tired. I don't want to do nothing anymore.
And how old were your boys when we started?
Oh, they were tiny. I mean, they were probably 7, 10, 12, somewhere right in there.
That. But like, if your side, I mean, Cameron is going to be piloting your old high school car that you gave to him. So now he is going to be moving from where he was barely not shitting his pants to running the car that you had in high school that you terrorized the streets of Longmont with. Dude, how cool is that going to be for you?
Pretty awesome. And then Tyson, he's got a 2013 Mustang, which is in the other shop right now, with all the suspensions completely tore out of it right now because he went to Pueblo and bought some race stuff from some guy gutted out of his car. So the two of them, and then Easton just turned 16, so he's not quite there yet. I mean,
he's got the diesel trucks and whatnot, and he's doing that. He's got a second gen dually.
Yes, so not a dually, but it's a 2500.
Oh, right, 2500, right.
So we got to get his truck painted. Each one of them we've done a truck with. His is next to get on the paint list. Cameron's just got done, and then so he's going to co-pilot with Cameron. So the two of them. And then we've got Steven, which is Brandon's son. They're thrashing to get his car done. He just turned 16. So for our kids to be out doing what, I mean, think about that back in the day. They were on the golf cart 13, 20 doing wheelies. And I mean, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. But that's that same shit you were doing to get your junk ready for Race Week in 2015. And now your idiot kids, I mean, for better or for worse, here they are in your footsteps, and we're here for it, dude.
I think it'll be a rude awakening for them in a sense too, to actually see it from the other side of it. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. I say, yeah, you're gonna do it, all right. Yeah, you're gonna find out how this is.
Sitting in the bus and staring at chicks is a whole lot different thing than sweating in that second gen Camaro with no AC and a big block.
It was a little different when they were young and they could sleep in the back seat, and it wasn't no big deal that we were going down the road when it was. That was 2000. Exactly. We brought it.
And Chad, your 20th year. This will be, obviously Drag Week started in 2025, which you competed in, and you done something in this every year since, and the 20th year of your career, because that kind of popped off your whatever, your side gig, not working for the man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's,
how cool is that, dude? Like,
yeah, it's pretty funny, especially because, Hot Rod, not the Hot Rod staff, but the people that now actually put on Power Tour and Drag Week, those people don't know how to do math. So last year they referred to, Power Tour as like the 25th year and Drag Week as the 20th anniversary. And it wasn't the anniversary; it was the 20th running, but not the anniversary. You have to have a first before you can have an anniversary, right? So,
well, I had that math
so this
problem.
year, yeah, but this is the actual 20th anniversary of Drag Week, and yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on this year. There's no doubt. So, but this is going to be a whole other level. I mean, we're looking at more cars than have ever been on the road for a drag and drive event. Power Tour, Hot Rod's Power Tour, which is just, and I say just, but they're just cruising. They're not racing. That's huge. I mean, it's thousands and thousands of people, but for all of them to be racing, this is going to be the biggest group that's ever been put together to do this. And it's crazy and stupid and awesome and fun and all those things all at the same time.
I seriously, Matt called me with this idea, and I was like, you're an idiot. You're never going to pull it off. What are you talking about? And we went out for crab legs, I think, and you just sort of laid it out, and holy crap, dude, like, here we are.
Okay, but hold on. This shows you the difference between me and Adam, okay? Because I did not say he was crazy. I did not discourage him. I stood in the parking lot at a media conference going, holy crap, if we do this and we do that, and and we literally went round and round for about an hour about it.
Oh yeah.
And there was, Matt knows, if you're trying to get somebody to discourage you, I am the wrong friend to call.
That's valid. That is valid. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be sweet. Jacob Bailey wants to know how many cars we sold out. Raced the Rocky Mountain, the 1.0, the A group. The B group is near.
1.0 is probably, because it's funny, because I think we have a lot of guys that are actually it seems like there's quite a few drag week guys that are coming to this deal, and they don't understand our night deal. So they're like, completely, we want to be in the day group. I'm like, you're missing out. I'm telling you, you're missing out.
Yep.
But we want to be in the day group. So we actually have probably I'd say there's probably 280, 290 in day. And then we're running about I think she said somewhere like, I don't know the exact number, but we're like right about 260, 270 at night. And then of course, whoever shows up, there's space for other guys to come in, because we didn't actually sell it way out. Plus, we always do a little overage if we need to, but
yeah. Well, and Junior Street always, gassers this year always. So if you got a kid, if you got a 13 to 16-year-old that you're bringing in as your co-pilot, get there, buy their ass a Junior Street ticket, and we'll get you a Junior Street license for those kids, and go have fun with them too, dude. Put them behind the as long as you're not bringing a 7-second freaking car, it's got to run 9.0 in the 8th. So you gotta figure that out.
Bring a 7-second car. You just need to slow it down to 9.0.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
In the 8th. Yeah, right. I mean, otherwise Blaine wouldn't have driven the 55 all those years.
Exactly.
Significantly faster than that.
And motorcycles, a bunch of idiot motorcycles. Is Pat doing both?
He even said something about he wasn't even going to enter in the motorcycle class. He was going to go to a regular class and not be in there. I don't know if he's still doing that or not, but I've seen him say he'll probably be in there with the motorcycles.
That's something to mention, though, that there are so we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of 430, 440 signups. So I mean, realistically,
no, you're off by 100.
Oh,
290 plus. Sorry. Yeah, it's 530 to 540. Yes,
right. So realistically, 500 show up, right? That's probably what's going to happen. So 500 idiots. And there are a handful of these dudes that are doing both.
Yes.
Including Jason Hurley, who has a 7-second absolutely awesome monster car.
And
what's that?
I have to say, though, all that is cute. I don't care if Jason Hurley's car ran 430s in the quarter. All that would be cute because Tom from England isn't even in the country yet.
Right.
Isn't flying in until Monday, and then thrashing on his "it never seems to run right, but still makes it A to B" Fox body, aka the Nap Shack, and is going to compete in both groups with that car
like an idiot
because he's a different kind of special, and I love him for it.
He's on my show next Tuesday. He'll be here Tuesday night from Dallas, and he's gonna take an hour out of thrashing on that total pile of junk to sit down with me and talk about it, and then we will see his ass on Friday.
Just so you know, like the Tom will be here, and then there will be 3 or 4 more of us. Right?
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
It's gonna be it may actually be the camera and all of us thrashing on the car in the background while going, "What did you say?"
Right. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely craziness. Those handful of people are doing crazy things as well, but lay it out for us, Matt. How, for brand new people, thanks for joining. And if you've got questions, throw it up here. The final number running both, I can't remember what it is. There's like 10 people running both.
We lost Corey Thompson, so it's somewhere right there, 9 to 10. We didn't lose Corey Thompson, but
right. He's still with us, thank God. He had if you guys didn't hear, he had a heart attack just on Monday, I believe, Sunday or Monday, and was at the grocery store having a heart attack, drove home so he wouldn't have his ice cream melt, and then went to the hospital to get a stent put in. And he's thanking himself basically himself for recognizing and getting there, but it wasn't on race week. Like, could you imagine?
That would be scary because you would put it to side thinking that it was just the heat or this or that.
Right.
I'm really happy that it happened at home and it didn't happen while he was here, because we all are different when we're on these things, because we are pushing ourselves to the limit anyway. So you may not recognize what's going on. You just think you're dehydrated or whatever. So I'm really good. It's kind of crazy because we've had a few of those this last couple of days where there's been medical issues where guys have had to fall out. I mean, it's a year for that for some reason. So, prayers to all those guys that are recovering and stuff like that. And it sucks that we can't see them be here, but I'm glad that the stuff that occurred prior to going to the race week.
Anyway, for the new folks,
we had that first conversation though about this whole crazy idea, Matt. I told you, oh my God, there's going to be people that want to do both. And you were like, no way, nobody will want to do both. And I said, I would do both. If I didn't have to stream this thing, I'd do both in a heartbeat. And you were like, nobody. And then a lot of people asked, but we ended up with 12 or 14 or something that actually,
we're like, dude, I would really like to do this.
Well, and I started it out. I wasn't going to release it to anybody to do it except for, two guys. I just lost my freaking train of thought. But Vince and Richard Thorpe, those guys have done every race that we've ever done. Every one of them. Like, they've done everyone. And I'm like, listen, you guys get to do both of them if you want to do it. And both they accepted it. And then it kind of was like, man, maybe we should if there's some guys that want to try to pull it off, let's open it up. And I was surprised to see as many takers as we did. So very, very cool. But to start it out, this is a little different than what we normally do because we have a day zero and we don't usually do a day zero. So newcomers, that's not the norm for us. We don't usually give you a test day. You just come right off the trailer, do your stuff and you go. So what day zero is going to consist of is you need to be there between 8 and 2:30, preferably 8 to 10. I don't really want to see you coming in at 2:30 in the afternoon because, one, we're already going to be moving on to something else. But try to get there early. Don't set at the hotel. We understand that crap happens. There's going to be wheel bearings that, people lose on their trailer and they're on the side of the road before they even get there trying to fix all those kind of things. We understand that there's going to be breakdowns. We understand that. We'll work with you on those kind of things. But if you're willing and able and everything's working, you need to have your butts there early in the morning so we can get through all of this. This is going to be a lot of cars for us to move through. So basically from 8 a.m. to 2:30, we will do tech. So
and what day is that for folks?
Of course, you're going to have to. It is Saturday. Oh, what's the day is Saturday? I can't remember what the 31st. Actual day is. There you go, yes, 31st. May 31st, that's right. So that's going to be day 0. No, yes, that's Saturday. And then, so 8 a.m. to 2:30. And then from 2:30 to 3:30, we'll do our driver's meeting. We'll get that all squared away. And then from 3:30, or if we go over, under, whatever, as soon as we're done with the driver's meeting, then we're going to open up test and tune. That's $35 per car. So bring your $35 if you want to do test and tune. And then we're going to run test and tune from 3:30 to 8 o'clock at night. So that'll give you guys plenty of time. Some of you guys need your licenses and stuff like that. I think you'll have plenty of time to get those in. If you don't get all your runs done on the test session, as long as you get to the point where you're on your full runs, or even if you don't get to that point, but basically what happens is you have to get to your full runs to be able to do competition the next day to be able to turn in your ticket. That's how we do it. You can't run it all the way out until you're ready to do your full run. So if you don't get to that point, you're going to have to figure out how to get your last quarter run or whatever that you need to do in, and then go do your full runs and then turn one of those in. So try not to get to that point. Try to get it all done. You will have to put your cars in, or your trailers in impound on Saturday. It's just going to be too chaotic to try to do it on Sunday. So I want all the trailers and all the trucks and stuff in impound. I think I'd be okay if you drop your trailer and if you need to, and go drive your truck to the hotel, as long as you're there early in the morning to get it back over there and get it into impound and your car's already in the lanes. I don't want any, as soon as we get to Sunday, I don't want any towed or any of your tow vehicles in the lanes or in the pits. It needs to be all put away. Okay. We've had a couple times the last couple of years where guys have dragged their feet and they don't get them over there. There's no excuse, because we know that you were already told to be over there as of Saturday. So you need to be there Sunday.
And then can you camp Friday night? And then to push it further, can you camp in your toter Saturday night if you are a B group person?
Absolutely. You can. So here's how this all lays out. And I've seen a couple questions about this the last couple of days. You have to treat your toter, trailer, whatever it is, as it is a hotel. So what we tell you is your car cannot be parked next to it. It has to be the same distance that it would be, preferably in the pits is where it needs to be. We don't want you driving all that stuff back there, because then there's no way for us to police it, do whatnot. So
dude, if it looks wrong, it's wrong. Like
it does. And so we would just rather you have it in your eyesight. That's fine. If you want to put it on one of the roads that goes back down that way, but we don't want any of those cars actually in the area where the RVs are at. If you're having your RV go with you, if your RV is mobile and it's going to each track, which you can't have it following you to each track, it has to go on its own path and do its own thing, and it can't be behind you and stopping with you everywhere you go. Don't abuse this, because this is something that we probably are one of the very few that offer this option, to be able to have your RV there to help you save money and help you have that convenience. So make sure it goes on down the road and it's not following directly behind you.
Easiest way to do that is to send the RV on the interstate. We are not going to be on the interstate. Just A to B on Google Maps and get them to where the next track or whatever. And then, God forbid, you need help, they can turn back around and come get you.
Or if they're trying to do the experience too, and they want to stop at checkpoints and stuff like that, just make sure that there's at least a 30-mile gap between you, and their guys aren't going to overlap at a checkpoint or whatever. Just use your head. Just use common sense on that kind of stuff, and we'll be fine with that. There are going to be a couple spots on the route that's probably pretty narrow for that kind of vehicle to be on. And if you have that kind of vehicle, I'll have you talk to Donnie. He's the one that drives our bus. I actually had him go back out and rerun the routes the last couple of days. And he's like, Matt, there's a couple of spots where I don't think the bus is going to make it down that road. So he's going to go a different route. He probably will anyways. He just said, he was worried and concerned about RVs going down some of these roads. So if that's the case, come visit with us and we'll figure that out for you and let you know, so that's how Sunday goes. So that's your Sunday deal. And when we start Saturday. Sunday is day one. And we'll start that. This is how this is going to lay out. So you got to really pay attention. Your A group, which is your morning group, which is Rocky Mountain Race Week group. So, there's all these different names for this, but once we get you all together, you'll understand which is A and which one's B.
Yeah, and we'll just refer to them as A and B. I think that's the easiest way.
7 o'clock in the morning is your start time. Track's hot. You go into racing, and we run you till 2 o'clock with an hour buffer. So if we have oil downs and stuff like that, or there's something that happens, if I left an hour in between to get you guys all the way through, like I do always with anything we do, we always try to give you an extra hour. B group starts from 3 to 10, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then we actually give you an hour buffer for 11 there. We've had to do that before, oil downs, whatever. So that's kind of consistently how it's going to go for you guys. When we put you in the lanes with the tech to do tech and all that stuff, I guess I need to back up to tech. Tech is on Saturday, and how tech goes is if you did the express tech, which what that is go to the RMRW page. You'll find my phone number. You'll find all the stuff that you need. You send me a video, and you can still do that up until probably Thursday. You send me a video of, take a picture of your license, your registration, and your insurance, so I can actually read it. Because in the videos, they get blurry, and a lot of the time I'm driving, so it doesn't work for me. I have to go back later. So it's easier for me just to have those pictures so I can blow them up, look, see what the date is. And then you're going to do a video of your lights, turn signals, brakes, headlights, horn. I like to do a routine with you guys to make sure that you're showing me your neutral safety switch and your cutoff for your battery. If your battery's been relocated, you do that with me, and then just kind of go through if you want to. It's up to you, but check your helmet date, check your
seat belts,
check all your cert on your cert, check your. Sorry, I got a bunch of guys sending pipe videos right now.
Yep, they are. And belts will expire in June and in December. So June belts are good till the end of the month. So you're fine with a set of June 25 belts, by the way.
But just kind of go through that stuff if you want to send it to me, because it's just a good habit for you, because then you're looking at it, and then maybe I'm looking at it and catching it. I mean, like this year we have a lot of 2015 helmets. Those won't be okay next year. Like this is the last year. According to what I read, it could change, but I think there was no hard thing. It just says that they possibly, I don't know, it was a weird deal how you read it, but just plan on next year, you're probably going to have a new helmet.
Right.
That's good.
Someone asked earlier, do I need to have my race tires on? You can, yes. If you think there's going to be a problem, bring them on into tech. That's fine. That way we can know what you're racing on.
Yeah, you might as well have them switched over. Well, here's the thing though. I guess some guys are probably going to drive their cars to the hotel. So, right. Okay, if you need to either have a picture of them for me to look at, or you need to have them with you.
Just bring them with you so we can look at them.
To tech, set them on the trunk lid. You have to bring your trailer through tech anyway. So
bring your trailer with you. And the biggest thing is, if you're in that True Street class, you have to have a DOT tire. Looking at you, Tony Latimer. But it's got to have a DOT stamp on that tire to be legal in that class. That includes bias ply tires. There are DOT bias ply tires that are out there. Yes, they exist.
And that's why I'm asking you to send in that dealership. You need to send me the picture of your tires. That's why I'm looking at tires. It's just to try to catch those problems before they occur. And if you tell me what your class is, I can't tell by that. But what I'm looking at when I'm looking at tires is I'm looking at your DOT, if it's a DOT tire, and I'm also looking at how aggressive the tread is, because if I think the tread's aggressive, I'm going to tell you have to get out of the group. So those are the things we're looking at.
And get a Snell helmet, Uncle Phil. DOT helmets are not really meant for fire. They'll stick to your face if you catch on fire. That's not really good. You get a Snell helmet. They're meant for racing. That's the way.
Yeah. And then your A and B group. So how that's going to lay out is A group gets a red. So you're either going to have to add to your windshield banner, or you're going to have to change it. But A group is going to get a red banner, and B group is going to get an orange banner. And that's how we're telling them the group differences.
Cool.
The numbers are the color, but the banners will be different. And so that's pretty easy. So if you go through that's Express Tech. What happens is, if you give me the video and I give you okay, you go through Express Tech. You don't have to go through the drive part of it anymore. You're going straight to NHRA Tech. It's faster, but it isn't at the same time, because that line gets so big because you all are doing Express Tech, but it moves fast. So you'll see a big line, you're going to freak out. It moves fast. If you
and if you've done a drag and drive, you count. You're good. Yes.
In the last 6 months, or
last
let's
6
say
months.
this.
Yeah. So yeah, in 25. So if you've done Sick Week, the circuits right before ours, that we're going to take that one. Yeah. If you've done one.
Yeah. So you can do that. That's also part of it. And then if you haven't, then you just go to the regular tech line, and we're going to check all that stuff right there on site. And once we clear you on that, we'll put your banner on, and then we'll send you to the NHRA guys. They'll do their thing. You go park your car. You go see the girls at the bus. They give you all your stickers. They give you your goodie bag. They give you all your credentials and all that. And then you're ready to wait for you either can leave the property at that point if you want to. You can stay for the test session, but you need to be there for your class the next morning. And then
you run all the stickers. So you put every effing sticker on your car, and you keep it on all week. We want to see those stickers and all those pictures. These are people that have stuck. I mean, you'll see if you've never run a race week event. We have regular little bitty companies that give us a lot of money, and they have for a lot of years. They want to have their pictures on their cars. They're not big ass stickers. We're not telling you to do up your stuff, but every single one of those companies has put in money, and a lot of them have put in money every single year. So run those stickers on your car.
And then what the girls do is when you get to up there, and they'll tell you where your window banner is. Each one of these stickers is basically a class sponsor. So whatever your class is, they'll have it written on here, limited street, right? So it'll be next to here, limited street. And then, so that sticker has to go next to your windshield banner on your windshield. And then the rest of them, you put them wherever you want to put them, but they have to be on the car.
Yep.
You know, that's definitely a big deal for us. If you get to the finals and you don't have any stickers on your car, well, I guess number 2 gets it, because these people paid for you to have those stickers on their car. So, you know, do them a favor and make
that paid for your payout in your class. And again, many of them had done that every single year, to include Vince Rui, has been a sponsor. FM Fab has been a sponsor since day one at Rocky Mountain Race Week. So yeah, dude, do it to it. That's a thing. And then what we don't do, like Brand X, we don't call you up by speeds. We call you up by classes. So all week long, you're going to be hammering it out with the people that you're hammering it out with. You may be running side by side with number 1 in day number 3. Like it's a different experience if you're used to the other guys.
Yeah. And you have a set run order. We've been doing the same run order every year. We've changed very little things, but there'll be a run order written down. It'll be on the page. It'll be up with the girls. Like, everything will be there for you guys to see. And then you can get used to seeing, oh, these guys are going. I know I need to be ready. Sometimes it's going to be probably a little bit difficult, because some of you are going to end up way out there in the boonies, you know, how this is laid out at some of these tracks, because they're so small. So really pay attention. You know, also on the RMRW page, I put all of the information for the tracks, what fuel is going to be there, what radio station it is, whether you can camp, if they have oil dumps, if they have showers. Like, I put all that information out there for you guys to have. So we'll put it up, we'll repost it once we get closer, and then that way you guys have that. But make sure you bring you a little bitty radio or something like that, so that you can have that. And, you know, make sure you're looking out for the guy next to you and tell him, say, hey, man, you know, if you guys are together, they're calling your class or whatever. Like, everybody do their part to help everybody out. The way we're going to do the lanes or the pits, I'm going to try to do the best we can with this, but I want to stagger, you know, or every other pit section, right? So if there's all these spots up here at the front, we're going to say A groups there, and then the one directly behind you, that'll be B groups, and then A groups, and then B groups. So that we're not shoving
that way B's not all the way in the back, while A gets to run in the great pit spots.
Yeah, you guys will be all mixed up, and then that way too, when they come in, they've got a place to be too, where it's just not stuffing them all the way over there. Because what's going to happen is you guys A group's all going to leave, and then they're all the way back there, and that just doesn't make sense. So we're going to integrate you that way. You know, be courteous to each other, and just make sure that you guys are helping each other out. That's kind of what this experience is supposed to be, is, you know, to let everybody clash and combine together, and just to have a great time.
Oh, this is a great question, and I was just going to throw it over to Mr. Chad. Who's announcing Group A and who's announcing Group B? We haven't really talked about this yet, but we're switching. We're going to do both. You guys get the sultry windpipes of Bank Shift Chad, of Chad Mouth. for the first time on a race week outside of the camera area on the Bang Shift live stream, which will be free as well, like it always is available. And so, Chad, tell us a little bit about your logistics for A, streaming 2 races at the same time, and B, announcing with me on Race Week, Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Well, I guarantee you Neil is laughing out loud right now as you said this. I know Matt is a little bit. We had a little bit of a logistic, or we're reconnoitering our logistics because part of our streaming team is now no longer available, and so we're adding some more people and doing some other things. But we will be streaming all day from 7:30 in the morning or 7 in the morning until 10 at night. As long as cars are going down the racetrack, we'll be live. Neil, of course, will be there. We're going to have Les Mayhew as well. And then one other guy that we're working on right now. We'll be there all day. We're just Iron Manning this thing, as we always seem to end up doing. And so we'll be trading off driving all night. And the reality is that there will be very little sleep that is happening for us as we go, track to track. We're going to be, resting, and one group will be streaming while the other is, resting on, obviously morning versus evening. But then, you and I are going to trade off. So the original plan was, you were going to do the morning and I was going to do the evening, or vice versa, whatever. And then Matt said he wanted us to do a little bit of overlap in the middle of the day so we can do the handoff to each other, which is awesome.
I think that's awesome.
Then,
exactly.
Yeah. And then he wanted to see us do a little bit of a switch in the middle of the week, and I'm down. I don't really care. I'm going to be there.
I was like, whatever.
Anyway,
we don't need to sleep for one night.
It was because Adam's like, well, Stevie's racing and she's racing during the day. So I said, well, that don't matter. I said, she still can race in the evening and we can still put her time towards the day. I said, I've got this figured out. He's like, okay.
It's all good. Yeah. Who cares? Don't worry about that part. So Stevie will be competing in one of these, and Chad and I are going to work out our logistics on the backside, but we're going to switch in the middle. And then, dude. So you were announcing for half of this deal, and I can't. Like, we've done a little bit of chopping up together, but not like a whole lot of it. And we sure as hell haven't done like the shootout. We're going to do a whole day. And we're going to be delirious and sleep deprived and probably a little drunk. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It should be a good time. I mean, sleep is completely overrated. You guys are going to hit the road and get down the road. Literally, me and Neil and the crew are going to be there all day, every day, doing this, and it is what it is. So,
and you're setting up and tearing down at each track, which takes an hour on each side minimum. You're at the track.
So my sleeping will be on the floor of the van,
right,
going down the road.
That
actually changes something. That actually kind of changes how I might do part of this, because the van only has 2 seats. And so we are debating whether to have a second vehicle, but then that requires 2 people to be awake while driving and
pull the second vehicle. Got it.
Yes. No, I like that idea though. No, I was thinking I was going to add seats to the van unless you're with the rental company, and then I would never drill holes and mount seats to your van. But now I'm thinking that maybe it needs to be a couch in the van, because that would make sleeping going down the road better.
A futon. So you can fold it into a flat surface and have it as a chair / sofa / bang bus.
What could possibly go wrong here?
Nothing.
It's
and Wickman wants to know, what's the over-under on AA batteries that we're going to go through all week?
Yeah, well, I don't use any AA's for any of my stuff, so it's only going to be for the microphones, I guess. But we'll see.
So that shouldn't be too
bad. And as Neil said, here's
Mike
the other part about it.
A futon can sleep one dude, but it fucks two dudes.
Yeah, right. So here's the best part though too. Neil, his daughter, has the audacity to be graduating high school on Saturday of MegaWeek.
Oh boy.
So Neil won't even be here until Sunday, late Sunday. So it'll be
let's
fine.
talk. So we
Fine.
can talk. So I can do a full day one day, and you can run your stuff and get all the kinks worked out.
Oh, I'll be fine. I mean,
Whatever
the
you
first
wanna
day
do.
is a few hours.
Whatever you
The
wanna
first
do.
night is
Let's-
test and tune.
let's
It's from
figure it
3 to whatever. That's nothing.
That's all
I could
good.
drive and do that.
And then so we're gonna have a party on a drive day at after race day number 4, right?
Yes.
Everyone's gonna drive, and we're gonna have one big ass party. And tell us about that, because you got a ton of stuff, Matt, and we haven't really talked about what you've like actually nailed down.
Yeah. So basically, we'll get back right about 5:30, 6 o'clock, probably 6. Well, bring your chairs. So one thing I need to tell you is when you get back, you can go to when we get back on that day, you're going to come rolling into the gate. You're going to find where the bus is at, which will probably be over by the tent. You're going to come over there. I'm going to see that your car's rolling under its own power. That's going to be your break the beams. And you're going to go park.
So you finished MegaWeek at that. You're done. Your average is locked in, and you can go back to your tow rig.
No, you can't go back to your tow
Not
rig.
yet. Okay, I'm sorry. You can go back to your hotel.
Yeah, but what we want you to do is you're not going anywhere because we're having a party. So you're not going anywhere. You're going to go park your car in the parking areas facing the tent, because I want to get a picture of every crazy person that made it back all in one place. All these cars is just going to be phenomenal, right? So, and then you're going to come up to the tent. We have tacos. Every participant, co-pilot, road weeker are all getting fed. So we got a big taco truck. It's going to be like 4,200 tacos, 600 or 700 pounds of meat, queso chips. I mean, it's wild, right?
You were just describing Chad.
I was just going to say, dude, I'm in. I'm all in. I don't know what. I just heard everything great. Like, what?
Do you see how red his face got when you said
I don't
tacos?
have to live stream anything the next day because I'm going to be going.
It'll bring your own beer. So make sure you grab some. I'll try to get like something that we can put ice in. You can put your beer and stuff like that. I'm not supplying your beer, but bring your beer, bring your drinks, whatever you want, because that part you got to take care of yourself. But we're feeding you. We'll have drinks. I'll try to make sure we have plenty. So, but bring your own beer. I'll make sure we got Pepsi and water and all that stuff. But bring your own beer or whatever you're going to drink. Bring your chairs. It's going to be a big
Cardella, talking to you.
But it's not going to be big enough for everybody to fit under. So, just we have a tent in case we have weather or whatever. We'll set up a trailer, and we're going to have 2 bands. They're going to be some young bands that are really good. It's a recommendation from one of our race speakers, and it's their family. I think that'll be really good. So they'll probably play a first set while you're eating and whatnot, and then we'll end up after the first hour or so. Then we'll do all of our awards. And we'll do the awards, and then I got a bunch of awesome giveaways that if you show up and you're there, and you'll get your little raffle ticket or whatever, and you can throw it in there, and then we'll start calling those out. So
and that's a good point. We're doing awards for everything on that night before we do the shootout.
Yes. Yep. That's the whole reason. Break the beams, all that stuff. Get that all out of the way. And then, just, everybody hang out. We're going to listen to some, a couple bands, and we're going to eat, and we're going to have a good time. And it's just going to be a good, chill, fun deal till whatever, 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And you'll go in after that. And then the next day, it's going to be all out, balls out, heads up.
Gangster. And Chad and I together announcing. And then on top of that, the A and B group together for the first time. They're going to be a separated deal. A group's going to be racing A group cars. B group's going to be racing B group cars till we get to that big party. Go into the shootout. We mix everybody.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
And I'm going to say this because you have 10 days, because some of you apparently don't listen to me the rest of the year. if you don't put the nitrous on your car so you have it for the shootout, you're doing it wrong.
I'll be right back. I got to go unload an axle out from the back of a truck. I'll be right back.
Never stops. Okay. The dude's always working.
Yeah,
I mean, constantly working.
For some reason, some of you, I don't know what it is, but you just don't think. So Shootout, again, like, you know, all the big block NA guys, they all run all week. Then you get to the Shootout and there is no NA. It's not a thing anymore, right? Because it's just where you fell,
wherever
in the
you
whole
fell
competition.
In the shootout.
So put the button in it, you dumbasses. I mean,
exactly.
Come on. Like, seriously, do I have to do everything for you? Yeah.
And this, so A does not get their 8, 8, 8, 16. We are going to do it as one big group, the quickest 64 broken into 3 different classes. So 16, 16, 32.
Right.
And it's going to be the quickest out of both classes. So it could be all 16 could be out of A for the fastest fuck. That's possible. That's a thing. Matt's back. Hey, buddy. So yeah, so it's the quickest out of both.
Because yes.
Look
at that. Hot Rods by Havlik. We're spraying it all week like men.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And that, you know, they're keeping my 55 in really good shape, which is very awesome. I'm excited for them for doing that. Obviously, Matt's got my coupe.
I hate to tell you, we've got a signed contract. You're referring to my 55. It's the live stream for this year's Havlik's FSC. We've made a deal, dude. I hate to break your heart, but it's
all right.
It's
well, but the coupe now. The coupe right there above the Camaro. Yeah, that's mine. No one knows it yet. But the beauty is that
see you on the road racing that thing.
I would never.
No, I've never seen you flag in the start with the flashlight or any of those things either. You ever been to the power plant there, Adam? Come on.
I'm just saying. So the shootout's going to be a whole different deal. New rules, new race. Everything's turned back around. On top of that, the shootout time is not your average. It is your quickest single pass throughout the week. The reason for that is if you have a crap average, if you have one bad day, it does not preclude you from being in your group for the shootout. On top of that, we're still doing the exhibition. So if you are out, if you're, whatever, you hurt your stuff, you thrash on your stuff, you make it back that last day, we'll have an exhibition class for those folks. We're going to do a rowdy radial shootout for those folks. What else do we do? We, of course, the big bracket race, when we're talking 500 cars and we're going to pull 64 out to heads up race, that leaves us with, do the math, 53, 530-ish, somewhere in that neck of the woods. I'm sorry, 430-ish. Bad math, dude. Terrible at this for a bracket race. That's going to go something like 10 rounds. Absolutely nuts. Gonna be crazy. Going to be absolutely crazy.
Do it. Do it. It's freaking fun. We got guys last year that have never bracket raced before, and we got them to do it, and they came back and they were like, "It's freaking awesome." They were excited after they did it.
Totally. I'm not sure what you're asking. Crazy. The format for running both events at the same time. One goes in the morning, one goes in the afternoon. They're separated. The last day we mix them all together and we crown big ass champions. No, there's no buybacks. No, in the bracket race, you can't have any electronics. I know what that is. I'll find it. Chad's been bracket racing crap for a long ass time. He'll find it. We know if you're a freaking cowboy in your crap on the first yellow, and I'm going to come down there and rip that crap out of your car and throw you out. We're not idiots. We know what's going on. So no buybacks, single elimination. However, we will have a chance for folks to make passes as we get down in those rounds. So if you lose and you want to make passes, to be perfectly frank, we need to fill space so that cars can cool down so that we don't burn them down at the end of an awesome ass week. So yes, if you're out, we'll have chances for you to make passes. Road weekers, that's when we're going to have a chance for you to make passes. I don't know if that's going to be available during the week, because we've never done 2 of these at once for you. but that last day is going to be a good road week day no matter what.
Yes. And then while we're talking about, we'll back up just a little bit here. The support that you guys are going to have on the grounds is amazing this year. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go through what we have, who's going to be there that I know. We still have some people that they have an undecided or whatever. And I try really hard anymore not to put anybody's name out there unless I know 100% that they're coming. Just doesn't look good for any of us. So I hold back if I don't think they're coming. Mel Hamilton's been helping us the last couple of years. They're bringing 2 trailers. They usually have tires, nitrous, fuel, miscellaneous parts. Very good people to help us out. We're actually going to stop at their facility, which is going to make one of the drive days a little bit longer than very long. But I think it's long anyways, and there's going to be some stuff that there are options with how to handle that. But they're clearing out it's Mel Hamilton Racing, but it's also Mel Hamilton, I should say that right, Ford. They're going to clear a bunch of cars out. You're going to have a big old burnout area, and they're doing stuff. It's going to be really awesome. They're great people, but they're bringing 2 trailers. Brian Tooley will be there like they normally are. They usually have head gaskets and cams and lifters and all kinds of things to keep your guys' LS stuff going. One that's actually crazy, it just came out today. We're still obviously working on things, and people are calling, but Driven Racing Oil is coming. They're going to not only have oil on location, but they also, I haven't decided how I'm going to do this yet. I think it's probably going to be runner-up because winners they're already getting their money in their big trophy. So what it'll be, each runner-up for every class will get a case of oil. They'll get a certificate for oil. So that's really cool. And then they want to be involved going forward. So that's really awesome. Quick Performance will be there with rear end parts for you guys. So, if you got a ring gear or they'll help set it up, whatever. Affordable Fleet Maintenance, they will be there. And what that is that's a mobile mechanic shop is what that is.
Cool.
They're out of things. They're coming to help you guys out. So that's going to be really awesome. The portable lift's still going to be there this year. Juggernaut to do all your fabrication work. They just kill it. Like there's so much stuff that gets broken during these events, and him and the kids just absolutely kill it there. You got Juggernaut. Bubba Ginn Transmissions is going to be there to help you rebuild transmissions. And then Boost. Hold on, I got to find it because I forgot. I forget how it's called. Boost something. Boost Line. I think it's Boost Line. Forgive me because I screwed that up.
Keep looking. Real quick on a quick note on prep. We pretty much just lean on the track to prep what they prep. We don't bring in prep people. The prep is what you get. Typically, guys, I mean, we're not sick week. We're not going to set any records ever. That's not the thing. However, we've got 6-second cars. We've got 7-second cars. You'll have plenty of prep. There's not like we just don't do stuff the way the other guys do. And we unapologetically do that. It's a one for all for one. The guy in the 14.0 car has as much clout as the guy in the 7.0 car. It is the way it is.
It's not on there because
getting paid to be here except what you win. So
right.
They had to actually make the sticker separately. They're not on the sheet, but it's Boost Line, I think is what it is. But basically what they're doing is they're bringing you LS short blocks. So when you blow up your stuff,
oh, right.
We have like 3 short blocks that'll be there.
And CNC heads they're bringing with them. They've got all sorts of stuff. So if you trash stuff, we have a legit engine builder on site that you can just upgrade right there. And they've got stuff from Wild to Wild. And like I said, separately are selling CNC heads too. So if you hurt a head, they've got that stuff. So
I apologize if I messed that up, guys. I'll make sure I get that right.
No, it's all good. All the information for all this, if you're kind of new to this and you haven't been around, go to the Facebook page RMRWERS. It's Rocky Mountain Race Weekers. All of the information gets piped through that. All of everything. It's that's what's happening. Nothing in Indy this time. MegaWeek is Tulsa back to Tulsa. So we're going to be at Tulsa. We're going to be at Ennis in Texas. We're going to be at Thunder Valley and back at Tulsa. Those are our tracks this year. Next year, you never know. Hopefully we get back in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah. Did you say Flying H too? Did I miss it?
Oh, Flying H. I'm sorry. Yeah, Flying H as well. Yes, I did not.
This is a new one for us.
They take Amex. I bet you $1 million they take Amex. They'd be happy to take your Amex.
But yeah, so
and then Jonathan jumps in and says they're bringing motors not for our ladies.
Bring your own transmission parts, and you can get Bubba to put it together for you.
Yeah, Bubba knows for our ladies real good.
So he is bringing some parts, but honestly, like if you know that you might have transmission problems and you don't know how to rebuild your tranny, make sure that you have the parts with you so you can pull it and you can go see him and he'll do it. He's a very excellent guy. He knows a lot about this stuff. Everybody around here in Colorado and Wyoming uses.
Is he bringing a car too?
I think he's bringing that Chevette. I think he's bringing the Chevette. I don't know. He's another. His wife has had some. This is a year for medical deals this year, but his wife has.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
I don't know if he got a chance to get all that part of it done, but that was his plan. Was he was going to come roaming around in that little Chevette? Yeah.
Sharon has a great question. Security for hotels at both groups.
That's a good question. Back to the medical thing. So the guy that normally does it for us, Mike, Pablo Escobar's is his handle name or whatever. His son got in an accident, and he usually comes with him. He's been having severe seizures, like really bad.
Oh, and for a couple of years now.
Yeah, and it's just getting worse. I talked to him the other day. It's been really bad, and he's like, I said, no. I said, I don't want you to be out of town and have that. So here's the deal. We don't have anything right now for that. So if we got anybody that wants to volunteer, if you got friends, and really what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of overlap with cars coming in and out of there. There's not a whole lot of time that we're not going to have people there, cars coming in or whatever. But if somebody wants to volunteer to do that, I'm sure we could work something out, put a little bit of money in your pocket. I'll let you into all the races. We'll get you some shirts. We'll do whatever. If somebody wants to come help do that at these tracks or at these hotels, and basically what you're looking for is you're just going to go make laps around the parking lots, and if you don't see somebody with a wristband messing with somebody's car, you're calling the cops, and you're gonna holler at them. We don't want you to. We're not asking you to take any action with it or whatever. No. Just say, hey, I see this guy ain't got a wristband on. I know he don't belong with these cars because he don't have his wristband on. And you call and tell the cops they need to come there because somebody's messing with somebody's car. It's a pretty simple deal. It's been really good. We've deterred a lot of what goes on. If that doesn't happen, which we'll let you know at the drivers' meeting, if we haven't secured anybody by then, it's on you guys to really look out for each other. It's going to be kind of hard anyways because there is so much movement and there's so much spread between everything. But I think, just having somebody there just kind of roaming the hotels would be probably good.
Now's a great time. One of our longtime sponsors as well is SXS Trackers. Get yourself a tracker, guys. It's like $100. Throw a tracker on your car. It's so awesome. I get emails when my car leaves my little area. I get emails when it comes back. Buy a freaking tracker. It's $24 a year.
You can put the geo tracker, the geo grid around your car.
Right.
So that geo goes on there, and if that car moves out of that little area that you have it geoed on,
they send you a text. They'll send you a call. They'll do whatever. So especially right now, since we don't have that set. You have time right now. Go buy a tracker. Sharon will say they work great. It's 2 wires, red and black. You stick it somewhere. They've even got them now where they're waterproof, so you can jam it anywhere whatever. Find a wheel well. It's gonna work. So get yourself a freaking tracker. Go sxxtracker.com. Use code RMRW 20% off. It's $109 shipped to your door for the non-waterproof one. I think it's $119 for the waterproof one and $24 a year. And then Stevie knows that I'm at the antique store when I'm checking to make sure that it's working. And I'm like, why in the hell is she parked right there? What is that? Oh, it's an antique store. Yeah. Get yourself a freaking tracker for your car. Same deal. If you've got a car that's going to be really easy to steal, partner up with your buddies like I did with Chad a couple of years ago. Park cars in. You can do a lot with your own car to keep people from messing with your stuff.
Because my Camaro, my 69 Camaro is a convertible. Like there's no sense to even lock it, right? All that's going to do is make somebody cut the top open to look inside.
To make it hard. Yeah, make it more expensive to fix when you maybe get it back.
Right. So what we did was parked it in the center of a cluster, literally, of cars circled around it in the parking lot to where you couldn't move any one car without moving another car. And we made the newest cars, the ones that all had to move first because they're the hardest ones to steal,
right.
And so that's just part of it, I will say, remember trailer parking etiquette at hotels. Dude, there are so many guys that just take up all this room. If you were in a parking spot and there is grass, if you parked like a normal person forward in front of you, you need to back your trailer into that grass, so that your car is only taking up one spot. If you do not want to do that, then you need to get 3 cars and trailers to fit in 3 spots. Like, don't be taking more spots than your one. Like, it's just not necessary. And all you're going to do is make people mad at you and make me make fun of you on the microphone. Well, I know me. I've seen me do it.
And on top of that, we are the last people to leave, and we have to be the first people there, especially on a day when we're going to swap. And if we show up and we have no effing parking spots, and then we wake up and you've got us parked in, we're going to key your car and then yell at you.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You can even do, if you've got windowed wheels, right? So if your wheels get you a cable and run through one wheel to the front wheel and put a paddle lock on it. They're not thinking about they're going to come cut that. They're not going to show up thinking they're going to cut a freaking cable.
Right. They'll take the one next to it, and hopefully it doesn't have a windshield banner on it, and it's a regular person's or a rental car or whatever. Yeah. But you just need to build a better mousetrap. You don't have to outrun the bear. You have to outrun your fat friend.
Right. Alex Taylor has the GPS in her car. She has a boot like they put on your car when you don't pay your parking tickets.
Right.
And she runs a cable through the wheel and through a part of the chassis of the car in the front, so that they can't haul it. Because remember, the rear is the one that's harder to make roll. The front is easy. So if somebody were to pull up behind you and grab it by the rear wheels with a wheel lift, then they can just drag the front. So you want to get the fronts to not roll anymore. The other one to do, and we've had this discussion multiple times too, is to use a hydraulic lock. So Matt knows what these are intimately. Dump trucks, tow trucks, etc. have these. They're Micro Lock or Micro Lock. There's several brands. It's a lever. It goes, your brake lines go into it. You flip a lever inside the car. It locks all the brakes, or whichever ones you're hooked to.
Fronts or rears or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Or all of them. And every tow truck on the planet has it. So it holds it while you're loading the car. And trust me, even if they got your junk started and they can't figure out how to make it move, they're getting out and leaving it alone.
Well, they're making a hell of a lot of noise dragging it, and somebody's going to be paying attention to what the hell's going on.
At some point, right.
Yeah, I look at it like even too, if you've got vented and slotted rotors that got the holes in them, if you got a long enough lock that you could put through that right at the caliper, and you can lock that.
That's a whole sport bike. Yeah, that's a sport bike trick right there. And you've got time. Make sure your shit is properly insured.
Yes.
At the end of it, if they want it, they're going to get it. We had the gentleman that lost his Chevelle. Luckily was properly insured. It sounds like he's going to rebuild that thing, but for Christ's sake, take 5 minutes. That Tyler, who's doing sick insurance now, he can insure a bunch of crazy drag and drive stuff. Make sure it's properly insured. If you have like a G body and you have regular like Progressive insurance, if that gets stolen, you're going to get $2,500 for it. Make sure it has legit insurance for your stuff, please.
If you need help with your insurance as well, hit me up. My buddy David Carroll insures all my stuff. He's out of California, but he can insure in 20 something states.
Cool.
With Haggerty. Otherwise, Laris Insurance, which is a race insurance, it's LARIS.
Yep.
They insure cars for both off-track and on-track insurance. You can do both. In fact, even if you have your car insured through Haggerty or whomever, but you'd also like to have on-track insurance, Laris can do that, and it's very reasonable. Yeah. You would be surprised, but they will do on-track insurance for for example, a big 5-day big money bracket race. It's a few $100s for the weekend. Really? Yeah, it's like $500 for the weekend.
I want to find that out, because like when I tried to do it for my car, you were talking like $7,000 for like a weekend. When I was trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, granted. Yeah. I mean, obviously, probably different prices for different value of vehicles or whatever, but
yeah, but still, yeah, it's worth it because, I mean, obviously, you know better than anybody, Matt. So, yeah.
Just make sure you eat however you go about it. Make sure it's got legit insurance on it. So if all of this crap fails, you're not going to get a check for $2,500 for your $30,000 car, please.
Can I share my screen real quick with you?
I don't know if you can do that. Can you do that?
Okay, so here we go. You have to say yes to it.
I'll do. Oh my God.
That's what we need, Neil.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Look.
And what's this other one? 96 Chevrolet. You have another message about a 96 Chevrolet.
Yeah. I'm looking at Suburbans too. But look at that.
Hopefully that's slightly used, because I don't even want to know what happened on that couch.
I would.
I'm not getting the black light out. I'm just gonna go like la la la. It's fine.
So Stevie's parents tried to give us a couch, and I told her mom that I am not interested in anyone's couch that has had sex on. I want to have the first and only sex on my couch. So I'll just buy a new couch. It's only a few $100, no big deal. Yeah. I'm just saying I have a level of,
this surprises me. I got to tell you.
I've grown. I did like 20 years ago. I'd have slept on that couch for 7 days a week. I've grown. I don't even
care.
The only semen on that couch is from me. Can we see bang shift couch covers? Is that a thing?
God help us. Yeah, sure.
Getting crazy here.
It is. If that couch could talk, that's worse than Cletus's couch for his lumberjack thing. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Man, yeah, couches are like flat tappet cams.
A couch or a love seat they want to donate. A love seat would be better, no pun intended. Because we have limited space.
Yeah, couches are like flat tappet cams. Don't buy used.
Use flat tappet cam versus a new one today, so I don't think that actually works.
Actually, valid. Valid. The new metal ain't no good, but
yeah.
Oh man. Do we need to touch on anything else? Does anyone have questions that they want to get done? Because we are way off track here. But if you have a question, throw it up here. Let's get it answered. No questions, stupid. Newbies. I know we kind of jumped through this, and we'll get way more in depth at a driver's meeting. But if you have a chance right now to have like the guy that's in charge of this, and then idiots to talk to you and make fun of you on microphones here as well. So if you got a couple of questions, throw them up here. Yes, I'm going to beat the shit out of Jason Hurley on a Grom. I have a Grom race against Jason Hurley at Tulsa, our last day. That's going to be an absolutely awesome thing. I'm basically taking on anyone that wants to take me on Groms. Routes, will they be released early?
No, unfortunately, she's still writing them right now. I mean, we waited so that we could get it driven just to make sure there was no problems, and June just doesn't have them done yet. It's just busy. We don't have time to really get them out in time, early. So I apologize, but that was kind of just to check it out to see if it was going to make a difference. It probably helped you guys out, but I don't feel like it did anything I thought it would maybe help get the community out a little bit more than it did last time. And I just don't think that it really did a whole lot for us. So
yeah. What about a gasser class in the shootout?
Ooh. Well, if you guys want to, I'm all for it.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk day one. If you guys don't want a bracket race and you guys want a heads up bracket, or if you want a heads up gasser stuff, I think we could probably make that work.
The answer is yes. The Bang Shift gasser class will have a shootout if everybody is in on the last day. I'll just say it.
Okay, done.
Sure.
Whatever.
We'll make it happen.
Here's something that I was going to say. I am going to do Rookie of the Year again. I'm going to do an A and a B class as well. I am going to kind of like reel it in a little bit. And this year, I am going to pick a Rookie of the Year for one class. And Chad is going to pick a Rookie of the Year for one class.
And how are we picking the classes?
What's that?
How are we going to pick the class that we grab it from?
Whoever you think is, yeah. Whatever.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
All good. So I just have a couple in mind because if we have the same person for the A or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We'll just, you and I will kind of make those decisions. Same rule as before. Beg, borrow, and steal money. If you want to throw money into that, get it over to the race week bus. Get it to Bang Shift Chad up in the tower. Get it to me. And we're also, are we doing Wicked Chick things?
Yes. And in fact, wow, do we have some special trophies? I'm really excited about this. I cannot even tell you. So Dania is doing them like last year for race week. She did the fist one, Wicked Chick. This is whole other level. She's doing 2 trophies. We are doing a Wicked Chick for A and a Wicked Chick for B. She is doing the official Wicked Chick trophies. And I could not be happier. She's doing an amazing job. It's awesome.
If you guys don't know, Dania is a female welding instructor.
Yes.
So she is an awesome bad bitch in a man's world as well.
Yeah.
So she is a Wicked Chick, like through and through. She's gangster.
Yeah. And just super, super cool. Like I said, really neat. So she's doing the overall 2, big Wicked Chick awards. And then I'm doing the others that are for the ones that we give away as like, best spirit or coolest, coolest pair of chicks or whatever, right? We make those up we do the trophies, but they are given out based on what we learned during the week. So we're still doing that. We still, all the Wicked Chicks that are, every woman that is entered to race is going to get a free, Wicked Chick shirt this year again. And I will have other Wicked Chick stuff there if anybody wants to buy stuff.
And
so
Skylar will be racing and painting nails this year. Another person that we've watched grow up from a little baby to behind the wheel of a car. Skyla's going to be doing the thing. She, again, the little girl is going to show up. And if you're the biggest, burliest man on that place, and by the end of Mega Week, you don't have a pink fingernail, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I know she asked you.
And it's awesome. Like Skyla has done just above and beyond. And, it's just way cool. So we really appreciate it. So it's going to be fun. There's lots more stuff coming as well, obviously. So going to be good.
I missed that. Yes, the Summit truck, it will be on location. I forgot. They will be there. I didn't put it on my list, but yes, they will have their truck there, and they will make sure that we have whatever you need. If they don't have it, they'll overnight it. And then before I forget, Rob was the one that just put on there was what just came on about the fingernail stuff. He actually did some things for us, which is really cool. He did these copper deals. They're made out of copper, and they're stamped out that I survived Mega Week.
Dude. Hell yeah.
That's
in the meantime, he's switching his entire car over from a twin turbo LS to a roots blown big block Chevrolet to meet the new gasser rules. So that is going to be gangster to see the old yeller gasser with a proper roots blown big block Chevrolet under the hood. That's going to be absolutely crazy.
I did forget.
Sharon, send me a message on Facebook.
they were showing up. They're right there on the.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Randy Young stream is going to be on Bang Shift, all of their outlets. You can go to RockyMountainRaceweek.com. There will be a link to the Bang Shift YouTube channel for every day, all day. They'll be there from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. and probably a little bit of buffer on either side with setting up and tearing down. He said if there's cars going down the racetrack, then the feed will be there. And the feed is 100% live. That's brought to you by the magazine this year, I believe, correct?
Yeah, and as well as Holly and
the live stream is Summit.
Oh, Summit did the live stream, right? And then Bang Shift gets help through Holly and Optima Batteries and all of your normal folks as well. So entry list is not. I don't think we're going to have like a list out for anything like that, but. If you looked earlier or if you saw earlier, like 280-ish cars in A, 240-ish cars in B, we're going to have 520 or thereabouts cars.
Yeah. And then Thule is actually sponsoring the Shootout this year.
Cool.
Right, Thule is. That's something to talk about. But to refer back to the list that he's talking about, we did put some pictures of confirmed people out there. I do things a little bit differently. So if you want to know why that is, I don't know how to put this, but we don't exploit the people who show up at our race.
We don't cater to the famous people.
Oh,
ever, and never have. You almost got people with flaming sticks at your house for putting Cletus in the doghouse. No one ever gets special treatment at this race.
And the other part of that is what I look at it is, if they want to put out there that they're coming, when we have celebrity type people that are putting out there, and we have guys that go very fast and you see them all the time, like they'll put it out there, we'll put it out there. But if you've got guys that are high profile people, I don't push that out there. I allow them to do that if they want to do that. And here's the reason for that, because when we look at it and how this has always been, we're racers for racers. And the way I look at it is if a guy who's high profile wants to come and have a good time here and he don't want a crowd of people over his shoulder all day long, then he can show up here and he can race his car and he can just be a normal dude, right? So it's true. I'm famous and I don't give a shit.
Very we do not care. We don't care. You're right.
And here's the thing
there's famous people that won't come back to our races because they don't like that, and that's fine. That's okay. It's all good. And if you think I'm talking about who you're thinking I'm talking about, I'm not. There's other people that it is what it is.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I said at the beginning of this thing, if you're a 14-0 guy, you paid the same amount as a 7-0 guy. You're still going to get the same guys and gals running by your pits and saying, hey, are you good? Do you need waters? That's the difference. It doesn't matter if you have 14 million YouTube subscribers or you're a gazillionaire or you're a guy who's living out of your car all week long. You're the same to us. We love that you come. We love that you thrash on your crap with us. And we love that you come and spend a week with us because we have as much fun as you have. I guaranteed it. Guarantee it.
And the fast cars don't get a pass of running whenever they want to. They get a fast pass just like you guys do. And I'll explain what that is. Everybody gets a one get out of jail ticket. And basically what that is if you're having a bad day and it's almost about time to close or you're trying to get on the road, you roll up to the lanes and you give the guy that's running the lanes, whether it's Ron or one of the guys that are going to help us with A and B groups this time, you hand him your fast pass. He puts you in a lane. As soon as he can get you in, you go and you get to use that one time. And that's it. Once you use it, you use it. So strategize with that however you may. But everybody gets one of those. And that's where you get your special, I'm the cool guy and I get to do whatever I want to do is when you hand that in. But
yeah, everyone gets that. There's strategy to that. But yeah, no one gets special treatment. That's not how we roll. The tailgate class, we got a couple of questions on that. None of these are going to be dial in throughout the week. So it's going to be quickest, I believe, right, for everything.
Class is whatever you turn in on day one, whoever gets the closest to that average for the week. So you're basically racing yourself to a certain extent. It's off of that first ticket that you turn in, that first time slip. You got to try to hit that number every track, and whoever's closest to that wins. Because
so it's an index, but you have your index.
Just because it's really hard with a truck class because trucks are so over across the board on how fast or how slow they are or whatever. So this is a way that everybody can compete in this deal and still have the same outcome versus the one guy's just driving away with it, because that's what we have plenty of that, right?
Yes.
So,
DYO in tailgate is a Yukon a tailgate.
Does it fold down or up?
I think they're barn.
No, that's a barn or a hatch, one of the other.
Barn.
Depending on what year it is, actually. What year Yukon is it?
Oh yeah, because it could be a straight down hatch, but
right.
Well, if it's an up hatch, no, it's got to be either tailgate or barn doors. That's where the cut.
Got it. Can you break out in tailgate? It's just closest, right? Or is it closest without going over?
If you go over though, you got to go back around because you're gonna have to take a 20 for that if you go over. You can't go over your time. Right?
Yeah. I mean, typically in a bracket race, you can't go quicker than that. You've got to go that time or slower.
That's what we do with the junior street guys, and it's the same deal. Like they cannot.
There you go. Yeah. So tailgate class is the same as junior street. Yep. Oh, and that's the Yukon Cornelius. Man, you are going through some crap. He's got a 3/4 ton Yukon XL with a 6-liter and a turbo. And a tornado came through and fell on it and busted that huge back window out of the back. He has been fighting that thing, but it made like 750 to the tire at Tuned by JP in a 3/4 ton burb, which is going to be. I'm there for it, man. I'm actually
surprised. It actually fared pretty well considering what it looked like around the truck.
Exactly.
Too bad.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you go too quick, that's no good. It's that number or slower day one and on in tailgate. And then when we get to the shootout, if you're quicker than wherever that 64 line is, and we don't know what that's even going to look like, to be 100% honest, then you'll bracket race in the shootout. At the 64 mark and up, you'll be heads up racing. Typically, that's been in the high 9s. Depending on who has cars that run and stuff like that. I don't know what this year is going to look like, but it'll be in 3 different classes. The quickest 16, then the next 16, and then the 32 will heads up race. And we're racing for like huge money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's big.
What are all the payouts?
God, I don't know. It's a lot.
I don't have them in front of you. So each of the A and B classes, everyone is running for their so unlimited's $2,000. Every other class is $1,000. All the True Street indexes are $1,000. And then when we go to the shootout, I wanted to say
we're all $7,500. So overall for each class is $7,500. So you win that for A group gets $7,500 for overall. B group gets $7,500 for overall, and all your payouts for your A and B groups is your normal payouts. It's double what you normally would get for the shootout. So it's what? 75 times 2 is what?
15.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And I'm not mathing right here, but 15.
Yeah, we're terrible at the math thing. We can race like crazy, but the math.
What's this week? He must not be.
And then Junior Street, yes, you will have your own shootout on Saturday as well. That is an absolute blast. It's that's going to be a dial your own. For the Junior Street guys, and that's the most fun you've ever had. You just can't dial any quicker than 9 flat, but it will be just like your normal deal all week, just like we've had it for every year before. All week is going to be pro tree, except for Junior Street. You guys are going to be running your normal tree. We're going to wrap you guys up on the 4th day as well, crown some champions, and then come back and do a shootout for the Junior Street guys as well. However, all of the other classes, Junior Street runs on a normal Sportsman 5/10 tree all week long. Everyone else runs on a 4/10 pro tree. That bracket race, y'all cats are going to be running on a Sportsman's tree. So you'll be on a 5/10 Sportsman tree. The first time you're going to see it all week long is at the shootout.
Yep. And the junior street, we'll have a little drivers meeting after the drivers meeting, because there was a couple hiccups last year. I don't think people understood some things, so I want to make sure that we don't have that problem again. And I don't want to get yelled at and have people trying to
again. Yes, Mike Barnhill, we just figured out that tailgates and barn doors are allowed in the tailgate class. Yes. And then Moto, no, 2 payouts, A Moto and B Moto are going to be separate run deals. So
I think so. I think that June was talking with Moody, and I believe that they're going to run all as one. And we're going to talk about that too. You know, we'll look at this at the drivers meeting too, if they want to try to run both of them. If they're going to stick around and do, we'll talk about all that at the drivers meeting. But I'm pretty sure that those guys are all going to be combined into one, because I don't think there's enough bikes. So
all good, whatever. Yeah. So that was Pat's question as well. So we'll figure that out. Does what street have a payout? Does He Street? I don't know what He Street is. Junior Street. Yes, Junior Street does have a payout. Yes. And clocks off at the shootout. Yes, that's still a thing. Absolutely. And
shootout. So there's a reason why the clocks are shut off. Adam doesn't know what you run. I don't know what you ran. The track doesn't know what you ran. The only person that knows what you run is you. If you got a draggy in your car, that's how that lays out.
Yep, definitely.
I have somebody sending me a text message asking, what time do we start racing for the shootout on day number 7 at Tulsa?
It'll be first thing in the morning. As big as that deal is, it's hard for us to judge how long it's going to take, because obviously we've never done something this big before. So we will probably start it at, I would say, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll do a drivers meeting.
Kind of what we talked about was doing a few rounds of the bracket race in the morning. Bring in the heads up cars probably 11 o'clock, something like that. So that those guys can have a little bit of time to wrench on their stuff and or just go get breakfast or whatever. But we're going to need to whittle down that bracket race to a manageable amount of cars. So we'll start bracket race early, then we'll move to heads up, whatever, 11 or 12, something like that. At the drivers meeting, we'll have a better idea what that looks like.
And we'll call out, I think Adam will have it by the time we do awards. He can go ahead and call out who's going to be in what class, so you guys can prepare.
Exactly. We'll have all that. We'll have all that set by the time awards all come around, and we'll do that. That just where we do the call out. Hey, are you in? Are you in? Are you in? That's your quick. Are you in? Are you in? Are you in? That's your bad motherfucker. If are you in? Are you in? Are you in? That's your fast as fuck. And then you'll know if you're going to be in that 64 or in the bracket race, and then you can kind of plan your morning. So, are you there?
I am here.
We're here. Reading my list, make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see. Male Jeep with the swinging door. Yeah, I mean, whatever. That's a yeah, you're in. Tailgate with the male Jeep. I'm in. Can't wait. Do wheelies. Spray nitrous. Lots of it. Like Chad was saying earlier, the shootout has different rules. If you make it in the shootout with an NA car, you can spray it. The only thing you can't do, since we're doing that rowdy shootout, if you want to race quarter mile, you either need to pack 275s with you all week long and then switch them at the shootout because you can't go back to your trailer, or run on your little tires.
Yes.
Well,
gotcha.
Here's let's change that. We've done this before. Once we're done with the party and stuff like that, the following day, if you need to go to your trailer to get something, go get it. I just don't want the trailers back in the pits at that point, because we just have too many cars to deal with all that. So just leave your trailers there until you're done racing. But if you need to get something out of there for the shootout, I don't care.
Cool.
Shootout, you made it back. It's not like you're trying to go faster, which is fine. That's what these shootouts are about. Right. But you've already made it back. It's not like you can, go grab something and fix your car so you can make it the next 100 miles. You're already there. So I'm okay with them. That's fine.
I love it. Can we camp on the track at the track Friday night? I believe that was one that had camping. Yes.
Yeah. They all have camping, and they're very good. Jimmy and those guys at Tulsa, they're always very welcoming. They'll let you in, no problem. It's not going to be an issue.
Yep.
Totally.
They are amazing.
Guys, any last questions? An hour and a half has gone by like crazy. Any last things that you guys want to add before as we get? Can anyone get on 235, or can anyone on 235s get in the rowdy shootout? Why not? I mean, if you're on a 235 and you want to shoot it out with another 235 guy, I say more power to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes, we will have a metric shit ton of cars in the pits day 0 and day 7. Tulsa's huge. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I hope that we shut Tulsa down and they're all at the racetrack watching you guys do your thing.
Oh, that's something. Wait. If you're watching, I mean, share this stuff, talk about it, get people to the tracks. That's where my money comes in. That's where it only helps us so that we can do this next year or whatever. The spectators is a huge deal. It's been down the last couple of years. I think a lot of it has to do with economy and stuff like that. A lot of it has to do with, it depends on who's showing up. And, that's one thing that we do get hurt on because we don't exploit everybody. But that's for your guys is to do your job, and you guys push to get people to come in there and do that. We do it as much as we can on social media, but it takes you guys. And come into this just to have fun. And don't stress out. If you're new at this, don't stress out. There's nobody going to be screaming and yelling at you. There's nobody going to be at you because you don't know. This isn't that kind of place. This isn't, we are very, I guess I'll yell at you if you come and you're being a dickhead. I'm a redhead. It doesn't work out very well when you do that to me.
Right. So, absolutely.
Everybody is going to be really cordial to you. They're going to help you. We have the smart car, which we didn't talk about that. I have that to offer to you to go down if you need parts. It's available for anybody. I bring a couple of trailers, open car trailers with us in case somebody's broke down so we can try to help you get back to the track. Like, we are doing everything we possibly can as a collective group to get you to the end of this or to get you back where you need to go. Obviously, there's times where we're busy. We're super busy and we can't babysit everything, but you will have the time of your life if you come into it knowing that you want to do it and have fun.
Absolutely. Post on the MegaWeek on your OnlyFans. Absolutely do that. Jet Black live coverage is going to be on Bang Shift all week long. You can get the link through the Bang Shift channels or from RockyMountainRaceWeek.com, but it'll be on the Bang Shift YouTube outlets all week long. And somebody was asking campers versus tornadoes. Dude, we can't plan for everything. I wish I could tell you yes, but I think that's kind of a deal if you're camping anywhere in the world. You make sure that you're planning for your jump. We lost TJ. TJ's been a big part of Race Week and Mega Week, and that was a tad deal or a badass deal that happened at the Motorplex, dude. And no, I wish we could say, dude, I can guarantee your safety everywhere you go, but you got to use your head on that one. If it's going to get nasty, you're going to need to find yourself good shelter. Call all the tracks. If they have them, they'll tell you. As far as I know, dude, you're on your own for that.
Well, we've been in it. I mean, I've been in my own car. I've drove, not necessarily tornado type stuff, but we've drove through the rain for a whole night. We've had to go find, a carport at a church to go park the cars under because the weather was nasty. Like, you just have to be aware of what's going on around you. Have your co-pilot check. If the weather kind of looks like it's nasty ahead, prepare for that. Like, unfortunately, that's kind of part of what this is. And, co-pilots are there to help you with that side of it. That's kind of why you have your co-pilot. A lot of guys are like, they really want to do the navigation and get it to where it's digital. That's cool and all, but that's kind of not what this is about either. Like, that's camaraderie. That's the whole idea of getting lost and, using your tools of not using your phone type thing. But when it comes to the weather side of it, use your phone. Like, figure out where, if you see it, you usually can see when stuff's coming, and you usually should be able to prepare for that, unless it's a freak deal like a tornado or something like that. And there ain't nothing you're going to be able to do to prepare for that. So,
and then the same deal, RMRWers, RMRWERS. All of the information gets piped through that. You'll know when there's cops. You'll know where there's a good place to eat. You'll know where a good gas station is with the 85. You'll know everything that you need to know. There's a wrong turn on the directions. Pay attention to that. Everything gets plumbed through that real time. So have your co-pilot tuned into that once every hour or so you can keep an eye on what's going on. Shoot, you may have a part that someone needs that's right in front of you. So that's sort of the first best place. That's where Matt or June or I or Chad will put information out to get to you in the quickest manner possible. And that's what you guys will use as well while you're out and about.
Speaking of fuel, let me throw that fuel part of that out there too. So if you're new to this, one, the tracks will have fuel. I'm working on a deal right now with a guy that's maybe going to bring some fuel, especially E85 to the track. So maybe you guys can fill up your cans before you roll out. We have a different fuel rule than probably a lot of you guys are used to. So your road weekers can help you one time. A road weaker can help one individual one time. They're like another get out of jail deal. They can also, and as far as stopping anywhere, they can haul your fuel. Anybody can haul your fuel for you, because the problem is let's be honest, E85 is getting really scarce at the pump anymore. So what we do is we allow you to have somebody else haul fuel for you. But the catches to that is you're only allowed to put that fuel in your vehicle at a fuel station like anybody else. So if you roll into that town, you need to stop by the fuel station. I'm not saying you got to pull in their parking lot right there, but you got to be in town by a fuel station to transfer that fuel. If you run out of fuel on the road somewhere, you better find somebody to borrow it from and then get that back to them when you get to the station or whatever. But that guy cannot stop and just pump it straight into your vehicle, because nobody else is going to be able to go do that. So that's our way of getting you guys down the road, not have to stress out that there's no E85 everywhere you go. You can have somebody else haul that fuel for you, and you can obviously you can haul your own fuel. There's nothing wrong with that either.
And then if you haul your own, you can fuel it anywhere. No problem at all.
Right.
You don't have to get it to a fuel station. You have your own fuel, put it in, have fun. This is a great other point that I always like to put out there. I like to try to say once a day, try to have lunch or dinner at a mom and pop restaurant. Put your money into a small, small neighborhood, small business as often as you can. I know that's not 100%. You're going to go by McDonald's and you're going to be like, crap, I just need to get something real quick. But if along the route you have a spot where you can pull into a diner, or you can go to a cool little greasy spoon for lunch or something, please do. You're going to spend that money anyway. It's the same money you'll spend at Applebee's or Hooters or whatever else. Get yourself to a little mom and pop, and your dollar goes further there. No doubt.
Well, it does. We actually have had, this is not a joke. We've had fuel stations that were a very small fuel station, and we went in there and wiped them out of their fuel. And the guy said, you basically saved me. I was getting to that point where I didn't think I was going to be able to hang on. And when we all came through there and injected that money into his business, it was a huge deal for him. So, I mean, it definitely affects people with the hotels that we go to, the towns we go to, the places that you buy stuff. Like, this is it's a huge, you think about that, about how much money that we inject into these communities with what we do. It's absolutely huge. And it's great for us to be able to do that for those communities. And another thing is too, Race Week isn't just, I do the same thing. Like, if you really pay attention to who we use for stuff that we do, our stickers and like our trophies and like all the stuff that we do, these guys right here, I always try to make sure that I put back into our community of racers. And I want to thank both you guys for being here for this long, because it means a lot to me. You guys are my friends, and it's been a great road with all you guys and everybody that we are involved with. It's amazing. And I really,
freaking hell of a ride, dude.
It is. And we love being a part of it. So
yeah, dude. And 5 years ago started my announcing career. And last year I was in the green, barely, but I made money my second year doing this full time. And I owe all that to both you and Chad. Chad was kind of the same guy. He was like, dude, I held the camera and Chad's been an announcer for a long time, dude. And like, honestly, I probably should have been holding the camera and flipping switches, and he should have been yelling into a microphone. But like, we got done, and he was just like, dude, you weren't annoying. You were factual. You were funny.
You can't say anybody's name, but
I don't know what the hell your name is, and I don't know what the hell you're driving. But we had a blast, dude. So I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you doing it and keeping it going, especially when it was in the red. You guys don't know, like Chad through Daphne, through his wife, and I started racing this event.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
we were just regular dudes doing it.
Right. And it just sort of happened that it got big enough that it needed to be a thing. And Chad's been doing a thing for a long time, and I had a broken car, and I've done this once. So yeah, dude, this has been a hell of a ride for both of us. And yes, I will mispronounce people's names for bribes. I can be had, but I am not cheap. But no, dude, this has been a hell of a ride, and this is going to be an absolute gangster ball. This is going to be crazy and off the chain. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome.
The less I think it's going to turn into a shit show. I think it's really. I've got a lot of family that are like, hey, we're probably overstaffed at this point, but it's just everybody wants to get involved. And yeah, I'm doing hot dogs this year. Yes, I am.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And yes, somebody asked about ice cream. Yes,
ice cream sandwiches will be there.
Ice cream as a fundraiser for the Wicked Chick Awards as well. So, yeah, the van is getting smaller by the minute, loading it with all this stuff. But yes, we'll figure it out for sure.
It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. I think we're set, guys. This has been awesome. Really, really good kind of kickoff party for these guys. We will do, we're going to have a regular kind of drivers meeting. Stack up questions that you guys have. We can answer questions at the drivers meeting too. It's sort of like this. We're regular dudes, man. If you have questions kind of about what's going on, throw them out there. Swallow your pride, ask questions. What you have a question about, there's probably 3 or 4 more guys that have that same question. I would rather everyone leave feeling like they got all the information they needed than people leaving going, what? So we'll set up time. We're going to have time to do a good drivers meeting before we have that test day and whatnot, or the first day. But think about those. Talk to your buddies. Get yourselves on that RMRWers page. Same deal. Ask questions in there. There's a million people in there. A lot of people do give crap information, though. So keep in mind that at the end of it, unless it says this guy's name on it, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm wrong a lot. Chad has been known to have been wrong, once or twice in his whole life. But the guy that makes the end result is this dude. He's Matthew E. Frost. It just post a thing on there. Most of the time people are pretty good, but every once in a while there's dudes that have never been on one of these that try to answer some of that stuff. Right. There's 10,000 people in there, and 9,000 of them are great, and there's 1,000 of them that are morons that have never done any of our events. They maybe done somebody else's, and we do it different.
Right.
So,
I'm pretty humble. Like, my phone number is 970-488-0019. If you got a question, call me.
It's on the numbers on the main Rocky Mountain Race Week page on Facebook. You can look it up. It has his number on there. You can send him a text, or you can call him. He's driving a truck, so you gotta talk loud. But
and you guys know that you can get me and Adam really easily as well.
PM us. My number's been the same. If you got it, you've got it. If you got his, you've got it. And I'll tell you, if you send me a message and I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it. Message June or message Matt. Because I know a lot, but I don't know everything, especially like route crap. I have zero idea. Chad has no idea about routes this year. A little bit. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't really.
Yeah, dude. Know. So a lot of that stuff, a lot of the like tech NHRA type stuff, we're gonna send you to NHRA to look at. We don't. Same deal. None of us are certified tech people. We know what you should and shouldn't have, sort of. But I don't want to tell you, yes, you can run that, or no, you can't run that, and show up and have it be wrong. Look at the NHRA stuff. We don't control any of that. The racetrack controls all of that, and NHRA controls all of that. Don't come whining to us when your seatbelts are out of date. We can't do anything about it. The track can.
So let's do the summit if you got seatbelt problems or helmet problems or whatnot.
Right. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. We will see you guys in 10 days. 10 days is day 0.
We get 20, please?
At MegaWeek. And And yeah, Chad's looking for people. If you know how to run a camera, man, Chad needs you. If you know how to do any
Actually, I just
security
need
stuff,
people to push buttons.
yeah.
I don't even need them to run a camera. I just need
If you
people to
know
push
anyone that can do
buttons
security
and
stuff and that can
yeah,
travel with us,
that's more important.
get with Matt. Especially if you've got like off-duty cop friends that we can just hire in these towns. They wouldn't even necessarily need to move with us. That would be ideal. Have a guy in Tulsa, have a guy, near Flying H, having a Dallas guy. That's something that I'm sure we could work out. So if you have any of that,
or just anybody that's got time, that's
totally.
that's not weird. If you got somebody that's not a weirdo that isn't going to like overdo it or whatever, I hate to say it, but true. We don't need anybody over. We don't need nobody pulling guns.
No one needs to overstep their bounds, man. We just need a guy to call 911 and say this car is suspicious.
If you have ever said, if I was the guy in the place where the shooting happened, I would have done this. Don't call us.
We don't need you. You're
we don't
fine.
Need you.
Race your
Good
car.
on you, but we don't need you.
Right, exactly. Other than that, sorry.
Come up with questions, because here's the thing: we get in the middle of the driver's meeting. We got a million things going on. All of us do. So some stuff gets missed. Right. Go back through and check your rules. The biggest thing is check your rules. If you change your class because you don't like the class you're in, because you can do that the first day, go back and check the rules and make sure your car fits that class, because you have to police yourself, because what's going to happen is you're in 1, 2, and 3 in the class and you're doing something wrong. I assure you somebody's going to come tell us that you got something wrong, and then I'm going to have to figure out what to do with you. And I don't really want to do it. Just make sure you go back to the rules, ask us the questions why we're standing there, because sometimes it'll jog us. We forget things. Like, we're human guys. We all we have jobs. Like, this isn't what we do every day. This is what we do for a week. So it's not, these guys they do it all day, every day. But for me, this is what I work up to it all year long, but I'm only a promoter for, a week at a time. So there's things that I'm not perfect at all of it. Even after 10 years, there's stuff we forget, or things get going too fast. And then I'm like, oh shit, we should have said this, but you guys are already in your cars racing. So,
but no. And like I said, RMRWers between now and then is going to be your best spot. Ask questions on there. If you have more personal, harder questions that you want answered, send Matt a message, send him a text, give him a call, send me or Chad messages. Really, really happy to do that. Protest costs, we don't really do that, dude. Like, if you got a legitimate problem, come talk to someone. That ain't a thing.
We don't. We haven't had. Look, the reason that racing series, and I can tell you this because we literally just made it cost money to protest at LS Fest, Texas this year. The reason that places have a protest cost is when protests get out of hand and everybody's protesting every damn thing, and then you have to do that to slow it down. Right. So last year we had 30 protests or something crazy like that at LS Fest, Texas. We had 2 this year. Right. So there is a cost.
And we've had
talk to us.
We've had like 2
adults
in 10 years. And honestly, it comes down to every one of these classes has like 4 rules. Yeah. Other than Gasser, but you've already been in it, to get into Gasser, you already have to be admitted into Gasser by Matt. Right. If you can't make your effing car fit 4 rules and not break them, then Chad's going to come over to your house and hit you in the head with a ball-peen hammer.
The biggest thing is tires. Guys just don't realize they don't realize they end up on a slick in a DOT class. That's where we've had our biggest problems, is just because a guy isn't paying attention to the rules and he shows up with a straight non-DOT slick in the car, and next thing you know, I'm not kicking you out, but when you got to try to go run on your street tire, your radial tire down the track, and your number one spot 2 to 4, that's on you. I mean, you knew what the rules were. So, and
that only backfired one time because that guy's car ran 850 on a freaking radial too.
Fine, you can do it. It didn't matter.
Exactly. Like, okay, then you got a bad son of a bitch. Good for you. But all right, guys. Again, questions, put them on the RMRWers page. Get with me, get with Matt, get with Chad. We will see y'all in 10 days. And any last words, y'all?
I don't think so. I think that's good.
Come in and have fun and get those A cars done. And if not, bring your B car and just have fun.
Yeah. Attaboy.
Bring your A car.
But bring your freaking A car. That's right. That's right, for crying out loud. All right, guys, we are going to end it off here. If you have any more questions, throw them on the RMRWers page, and we will talk to you guys in 10 freaking days. I'll be back next Tuesday with the guy, dude, Mr. Bagley, coming over from the UK. He's fixing his car to run on both versions of MegaWeek with a totally clapped out Fox Body Mustang with a Turbo LS that's sitting in Dallas at the moment, that has been sitting in Dallas for an entire year. And he's going to show up, thrash on that bull crap for a week, and then do 2 iterations of MegaWeek. But I will have, Mr. Tom Bagley on Tuesday, 7 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. And then I will see all the rest of you in 10 days for day number 0 of MegaWeek. And guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. Thanks for giving us everything for that we need out here for MegaWeek, Mr. Chad and Mr. Matt. And you guys have a good night.
See you guys.
See ya.
See you guys.